Sometimes I might seem unconventional. Sometimes I try avoid the usual. But people try to tell me how to live. I try to live my own life, my own way. Let me live my life.
Oh, let me live my life.
Let me live my life.
Oh, let me live my life right now.
Yet again, we're taking you on an epic journey. This time, we're taking you deep into Africa to Mozambique, and that's going to blow your mind because it's a tropical warm place. Cape Town is miserable at the moment. It's snowing on the mountains, 10-degree weather. We've had 5 cold fronts pull through in the last couple of days, so I can't tell you how excited I am to be getting onto the Mozambique and heading up to the border of Botswana, where we're going to the Mozambique Game Reserve. We're going to be staying at the Thakudu River Camp. We're almost ready, our stuff's on the train, and we'll show you a little bit of that later on, but I think for now, let's get on. Over the next couple of weeks, we're going to travel over 9,000 kilometers, so doing the first stage by train gives my friends and the crew some time to relax and settle into the rhythms of traveling. Oh, empty juice. So we've just come through Ceres and we're now heading towards Worcester. We've only been on a train for like an hour and a half, but I think it's time for me to try and make a bit of lunch. Did you come right?
No, it's fine. We can go through the kitchen, no problem.
Fantastic. What Darren's just done is he's organised, Darren, my producer, has just organised that we can go and cook in the galley kitchen on the train. And I mean, the whole thing is probably, can you get that wide? Sorry. The whole galley kitchen is only that wide. So it's a little bit of a change. It's not in the great outdoors, but it's where I'm going to cook lunch for everyone. The Mozambique has a kitchen on board, so you can buy your breakfast, lunch or dinner. But by now, you should know that I only trust myself to do the cooking. Now I'm making spaghetti and meatballs, and for me, like, that memory really is like Lady and the Tramp. Remember when you were a kid? That scene where the 2 dogs slurp up the pasta then? That's spaghetti and meatballs for me. And I don't know how many times I've made a tomato sauce, so I'm not even going to show you that. That's straightforward. Garlic, tomatoes, fresh ones, preferably plum Italians. Bit of canned tomatoes, some anchovies just to give it a little bite. Seafood with meat, don't worry about it, it's all for flavour. Olive oil, and that's that. So I'm going to do that quickly, and then I'm going to show you how to make the meatballs, because that's the most important part of the meal. So, straight into it. Chopping garlic. Anchovies. And now, just let it simmer for like the next 45 minutes. In the meantime, I'm going to make up the meatballs. 1.5 kilos of lean beef and 1/2 kilo of pork. You can see the lighter color there. And that's the beef. Let me show you how you cook by orchestrating things. You chop about 8 cloves of garlic for me. When he's done that, Andrew, you start scrunching that all together loosely, not too badly, hey? Okay, garlic. Just got a little bit of basil, flat leaf parsley and oregano. Why don't you just chop it up roughly as well? And then you can chuck that in there so Andrew can come and squeeze his hands through this in a couple of seconds. Check it that, you're quite good now, eh? Mr. Slim Faber?
Yes, sir.
Put your hands in there, please, and start doing this for me. On that, start doing this. And they're going to shrink a little bit. Your hands clean, huh?
Yes.
Just do that. Gently, eh?
One each.
Now the whole trick with these meatballs, instead of pan frying them in a whole lot of olive oil, we're going to bake them so they're going to lose their excess fat. And the idea is that they're going to be medium rare. So they're only going to go into the oven 10 minutes at 180 degrees. Check them now, because in a couple of seconds, 600 to be exact, they'll be cooked. Wait, don't touch my sauce. Now if you come over here, you can see how this tomato sauce is starting to look all rich, tasty, delicious. It's about time to put the hot water on, because we're about 15 minutes away from eating. Salt to water makes it boil quicker, and it's going to flavour the pasta slightly. Two minutes away from eating. You can see what's happening. All the excess oil has come off, and these are firm little meatballs now. See that? And they're about ready to be added to the tomato sauce. What you doing? Huh? Nuts and bolts, guys. The first rule in the kitchen is those that help cook eat first. And if you cook, you don't wash up. So I cooked, we helped. Numero uno. So young lad, should we get out of the kitchen and go and eat outside, eh?
This was always delicious, bro. Never tasted something so good. It's fantastic, bro.
So many people forget that sometimes the journey is just as important as the destination. The trip from Cape Town to Johannesburg by plane takes just 2 hours. By car it's more than 12. This train travels the backwaters of South Africa and makes the same trip in 2 days, snaking through from the Western Cape into the Karoo, past Kimberley and the Black Hole, and stops in Egoli, the so-called City of Gold, where we've got to pick up some hired vehicles and drive another half day to get to Madikwe on the border of Botswana. In our first 2 days of travel, we'll do more than 2,000 kilometers, so this train is just the perfect way to travel without worry for the beginning of our 6-week epic journey into Mozambique. Darren, my producer, says we might have gone a little bit wrong. If you haven't noticed, and if you look back this way, I've followed to the letter every direction he's given me. Every direction.
Yeah, but the other sign wasn't there. Molatedi, bro. It wasn't there, so...
people, are we lost again?
Did you hear that on the radio?
Yeah, I think we lost that. You have to turn around, sorry, bro. That was the intersection, I didn't see a Molatedi sign.
Maybe the Molatedi sign.
I'm on it, bro, I'm trying to sort it out.
It can take twice as long.
Mulatedi village. Let's go ask this gentleman over here. Shoot out your window, son.
You're gonna love that. We're going back there.
Hello everybody!
Ahoy, brother!
How are you?
Afternoon, Justin.
I'm Samuel.
Hi, Samuel.
Nice meeting you.
Scott. Pleased to meet you. Hi, Scott. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, Snap.
Safe. Yeah, come, lads. And I can hear a river running in the background. What river is that?
Yes, that's Mariko.
Really? Gee whiskers, look at this.
Welcome, warm welcome, guys.
Yeah, welcome.
Sure. How's the spot? Cheers, everyone.
Cheers.
Welcome to the Thakudu River Camp.
Ching ching.
It's your turn. What makes the Thakudu River Lodge so special is that it's a community-based lodge. What this means is that a community benefits directly from conserving the environment via tourism. It's a win-win situation for the wildlife of Africa, which we're going to go and check out tomorrow morning on a game drive. I'm really excited. I've never been to a game park where you've got the big fire, so the chances are we might see elephant, rhino, lion. So hold fingers, come check out the animals with us, and come along on the game drive tomorrow morning, because this is what we do. We're back from the game drive and I'm a little bit nervous. I've promised everyone a 3-course meal, a formal dinner, starter, main course and dessert. It's not my style. Gonna give it a shot. Garth's gonna give me a hand. So the next time you see us, we'll be making creme brulee in the kitchen. Now I feel a little bit out of my league in this kitchen and I'm cooking a way that I'm not really used to in terms of like 3-course meal and all the rest of it. You know, I'm more like a bush baby. So Garth, bring us that vanilla. Got a litre of cream in both of those. We're going to chuck in 2 vanilla pods and then bring this up to the boil. While we're doing that, we're going to start off with the egg and the caster sugar. So just give us a sec. Everything's organised for a change. You know how unusual that is with us. But the problem about cooking in a kitchen and having to serve your friends all on time, 1 course, 2nd course, dessert, is that everything has to run like clockwork and be prepared. Whole vanilla pods. You can even smell the leftover vanilla on that. Looks like nothing. You know what vanilla's like. This is all you would do for like a traditional creme brulee, but while we're doing the game drive this morning, I see a marula tree and I start thinking, marula, we get a liqueur here called amarula, and I think, well, let's make an interesting creme brulee. So the one we're going to add chocolate to, and the other side we're going to add some amarula. About 4 cups. And how much chocolate?
See the tooth there? And we're all sweet teeth, so I'm going to go nuts. A little bit of grated, a little bit of buttermint.
Now you're just going to let that boil up. Gently, you mustn't get a skin on top. And in the meantime, it's going to do the caster sugar and the eggs. Okay, so I've got a litre of cream, 2 vanilla pods, 4 little tots of amarula going in the background. Now, to complete the mixture, we need 6 eggs. Just the yolks. So. add a cup of caster sugar, whisk it up until it's nice and rich and creamy. Then when the cream is boiling, add a ladle of hot cream into the sugar-egg mixture a cup at a time and whisk that up. What we're going to do is pour it back into that, bring it on the heat and stir it continuously, and the egg yolk will cook up, and that's what's going to thicken the creme brulee. The next part is you want to cool this down as quickly as possible. So what we're going to do is transfer it from here into these ice buckets with ice at the bottom. Now we're just going to let that cool down for 5 minutes. In the meantime, I think it's 30, so my dad used to say to me that a day without wine is like a day without sunshine. Cheers, Lennon. Cheers. Ching ching.
Good day of cooking, eh?
Ice.
Cheers.
Ice.
Something wrong with yours.
Oh.
Cheers, Len.
Cheers. Okay, now that these have cooled down, there's a little bit of a tricky part, because what we want is a split creme brulee. So the steady hands have to come out now.
Cheers.
And you've got to have 2 people to do this, so do it with your honey. Almost done, and almost time to start slow cooking your warthog. We'll see you just now to make the warthog, eh? Slow cooked. Now that the dessert's out the way, it's time to start making the main course. And it's only 1 o'clock now, so it's going to take a couple of hours. Fortunately, I had the foresight last night, while you were scurrying off to sleep, to marinate this. And I've done that in some papaya. It's a natural tenderizer, so it rocks. And a little bit of yogurt. So the first thing you're going to have to do, young Morton, take a squiz. You can see the papaya and the seeds and the yogurt. Rinse that off for me, pat it dry, bring it back. And in the meantime, I'm going to make a little bit of a baste for it. A sort of rubbing paste, as you would. I'll whack a rosemary, just take it off a stalk. Just going to mung it, Brune. Is that the mung it thing? Well, you can come mung it. If you like, Garth, you can start the cuck part about starting to top and tail these, eh? All those little cocktail onions. Garlic. A little bit of olive oil. Okay, once you've got a paste like that, nice like that, you're going to rub it all over the meat on both sides. And in a couple of seconds, we're going to pan fry this just to seal the meat. Put them on a baking tray with some sweet potatoes, onions, red onions, some whole clove garlic, slow roasted with some fat from an oxtail that they're making for the guests that are coming here this evening. Slow roasted at like 100 degrees for the next 4 hours. So all we've done now is we put some oxtail fat in, all the bones with the fatty pieces on them. And Garth's taking over a little bit there, do you hear him? That'll richen our gravy and make it... Just say it doesn't steal my glory.
About ready for that. I'm gonna put that fat side down too. I think I'm gonna do these one at a time.
Flip over. Justin. Basically worked on a chip. You take this thing on here. In Africa, put lots of cream on. Take his eyes.
Cooked wrestling.
What's going on here? The sun's hot in Africa. Yeah, make sure you put lots of cream on first.
Justin, give us a hug, bro. Come on. Where's the love? Where's the love?
How am I supposed to cook for them when that's what they're doing? Thanks, man. Okay, just break these up a little bit, a bit smaller, and then drain them off. Sweet potatoes just been peeled. Ooh, something in my eye. Your time to be dirty. Open the oven. Okay, as you can see, there's still bread going in the oven, so our food will have to wait probably, I don't know, 10 minutes. Can I check?
What?
The story is now this has to go into the oven for like 3.5 hours, 100 degrees. We want it to slow cook, you know what I mean? So that it falls off the bone. And I'm gonna just chuck it in just now. Right now, I'm going for a drink. Garth can do that. Chuck it in the oven. 100 degrees till 5 o'clock. Come with me for a drink.
How many degrees are we doing it again? 100 degrees for 3 hours. Okay, 100 degrees, 3 hours. We'll see that later.
What Garth really meant to say was in the oven for 4 hours, not 3.
We are lazy, 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 lazy. And we are hazy, and we are hazy. And we are lazy, 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 lazy. And we are lazy, and we are hazy. And we are lazy, 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 crazy. And we are lazy, and we are hazy.
Garth forgot about the beetroot, and what I'm really saying is I forgot about the beetroot and the spring onions we got yesterday. So if you wouldn't mind going and just checking that out in the kitchen, Louis. Have fun, huh?
Why are you laughing at me?
We were looking for you.
Oh, okay, I'm on a mission at the moment. Straight in. Now the whole thing about food and timing is we spent the afternoon preparing the dessert, the main course, but the first thing we're going to do, and the last thing we're going to do now, is make our starters. So, didn't call you, go back over. Can I just... And we're trying something different for a change. We've made up a basic bread dough with some brown flour, and what we're going to do is roll this out by hand, push it out like that, and we'll show you. And then position the camembert in the center, wrap it up. We're going to start off with some quince jelly on top of the camembert and some cranberry jelly on top of that. Close it up into a little parcel and bake it in the oven. Okay, put that aside and let it rest, eh? Put these straight on there. And then you're going to bake it for about 15 minutes at 180 degrees. And now that our starter's out the way, it's time for me to start carving up the warthog. Garth's going to make some gravy and then grubs up.
You turn and close your eyes, you fall asleep, wide awake, inhale deep, wondering where we are, the things we do. we doing? What are we saying? All these games are playing blow by blow. Crazy picture show in my head, in my bed. All the things you said. And we are lazy, and we are hazy. And we are lazy, 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 lazy. And we are hazy, and we are lazy. And we are lazy, 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 hazy. And we are hazy, and we are lazy. And we are lazy,
Happy birthday to Gareth. You can have the whole bone. Happy birthday, dear Gareth. Oh,
There you go, mate.
oh.
lying in your ozone, in a low zone.
So safe travel tomorrow, Mozambique. Chin chin, eh? Chin, eyes, eyes, eyes. Safe travels, guys.
And then can I start popping these in the baking tray?
Yeah. Do that again?
Can I start popping these in the baking tray?
No, that was right. Do it again.
Okay.
That's a try, yeah.